Welcome everyone to the Franciscan Hermitage here in Indianapolis, Indiana, on the second Sunday of Easter. I just wanted to put emphasis on just one phrase that is in the first reading, which is the Acts of the Apostles. It says there that the Christians got together in the temple and in the synagogue, but they also got together at home in their own private houses. And I want to stress that because the early church existed in these small faith communities. We said this before, that Jesus did not create an institution, he created a movement. And so these people got together, and all they were concerned about is preserving the spirituality that Jesus gave us. And they didn't need any buildings, and there was no hierarchy. They got together as a community, and they celebrated the presence of the divine in each of them, even and especially in their homes. Now, you know, the Second Vatican Council, 60 years ago, put its finger on that text. And our present Pope is trying to help us to get back to the early Christian approach to Christianity, which is this small faith communities, helping us to understand that God is in us and among us. And you know, yesterday we had Yard Day. Oh, we had a wonderful group of people who came here to pick up the branches that had fallen during the winter months and clean up the yard so that we could get the mowers in during the summer months. And you know, it's really wonderful when all these people get together and you feel Christian community. Now, remember, we are not a Catholic institution, we're an interfaith. So the people who came yesterday were from many different religions, or they had no affiliation with any religion at all. But we all got together and celebrated the divine presence in us and among us. You know, if you pay attention, you will find that God is speaking through people like this, and you will understand and actually experience the divine presence in you and in others. You know, sitting in a group and someone puts their hand on your shoulder and you actually feel the divine love that goes from one person to another is what makes our lives meaningful. And it's not just these small groups. I mean, it could be one or two people. Yesterday, I went to visit a friend of mine who has had open heart surgery. And I've known the family since they had their very first child. And we talked about life, and we talked about death. And we talked about family and friends. And we talked about joy and we talk about suffering. And you know, in that experience, the divine presence was so real. And Jesus said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am. And believe me, when you pay attention, you actually feel the divine presence, even when it's only one other person. Also yesterday, I was out doing some shopping and I was in my habit. That's the Franciscan robe. And as I was getting out of the car, there was an African-American lady, older. And when she saw me get out of the car and she saw my habit, she said, "You're a monk." And I said, "Yes." She said, "I never saw a real monk before." And I got out and I said, "This is the real thing." And we struck up a conversation. And she said, "This is wonderful." And I said, "Oh, you want to take a picture?" And she said, "Yeah." So she got in her purse and she took out a camera and took a picture. I said, "How about a selfie so you can show your friends?" So we did a selfie. And I gave her my card. And you know, that little interaction was another one of these little God experiences. I know she was not Catholic, and that didn't make any difference, but we connected spiritually, and both of us got uplifted because we were both experiencing the divine presence in each of us. You know, my dear friends, this is what Easter is all about. Paying attention to the divine resurrected Jesus that is showing up every day in all of our lives, especially when we are dealing with other people. What I'd like to have you do during this coming week, pay attention to what happens when you have a close encounter with another human being or with another group of human beings. And notice the divine presence that radiates from everyone and how meaningful that becomes in knowing that God is present with us all the time. Once that becomes a reality for you, no matter where you go, you're going to radiate that divine presence. I hope you have a wonderful week and help other people to understand that we can all live a very happy and successful life. I love you all. God bless.